Somebody help me diagnose these youth. Because the youth of today are really mixed up and confused. You can see in their attitude. You wonder why they're quick to get violent. It's just because they're controlled by this fear. It's the code of postcodes that says you've got to be macho to get respect from your peers. So what you didn't know? The social pressure on the male ego to be macho. Learned behaviour to a fool. But did it all start at school? Where's progressive common culture for the kids to be cruel? Or did they learn it in the home? Where sibling rivalry seems to simulate the tone and dysfunctional dilemmas get competitively cloned. We'll ever more explore the whys and the wherefores, the hierarchy systems debate constantly start. Blaming it on rap and hip hop. It's the parents, it's the family, it's the media, no, it's TV, it's the drugs, the alcohol, the social depravity. It's something in the water maybe. It's them Terminator movies, no, it's PlayStation 3. They maybe play a small part equally. But the truth is so elusive that the eye of this generation cannot see. It's actually a lack of spirituality, and their hearts and minds have been captured by yobbish rebellion and thug mentality. In a world where children should be seen and not heard, negative attention gives them an identity. It's like a root that grew into a tree because the youth are going to go and grow with what they really see. They don't want degrees or PhDs or GCSEs. The only school they want to go to is a school of reality. Because there's no education like adversity, no university like the school of hard knocks, smoking weed and shotting rocks, drumming your neighbour just to get the latest Nike socks, little girls with big tits running around in Armani frocks, bubblicious little butts bouncing around playgrounds with boastful banter about who's had the biggest. She don't want Barbie or Cindy. She wants Gucci, Prada, Fendi, lipstick and a link so she can tell Wendy. A fashionable pram with a designer baby. Could it be? Could it be mentally? She flirts with this philosophy. She dances with this delusion that babies having babies turns kids into ladies. Maybe. Fast track to femininity. But still it's trial and error till the STD tested. Clap syphilis, advanced strains of HIV and hepatitis thrown into the mix. But ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Back in the day of my generation, it was all about kiss chase, Rubik's Cube, Action Men and scale electrics. But nowadays, kids want to play with real knives and real live gun clips. Because long gone are the days where kids used to diffuse disputes with their fists. It's never just a straightener. It's an all-out war. Kids are coming back with 2, 4, 6, 8, willing to hate, sometimes even more. And they're willing to kill you and they're not even sure what for. What is the cure for this infectious epidemic that you call murder? Alternatively, spiritually disaffected. There's 2 new board games out there, haven't you heard? One's called Life and its Devaluation, the other toy soldiers out to get a reputation. They're trying to invest and impress just to fit and exist in this identity crisis, cultural metamorphosis, anti-social anarchists, rude boys, afros, goths and emos, weirdo types, yardie hypes, gangster wannabes and glamorous gutter snipes and the rest in pieces committing suicide. It's not safe blood. It's not alright. You're arrogant and rude with no gratitude, self-pity as fool, had it hard done by harping on and honing, holding resentment, ungratefully groaning. Because you grew up in the ghetto? Yo, you ought to get on a plane and travel to Africa and watch little kids walk 8 miles to get some water. Living in a shack with no shoes and no food, walking so far to school that your feet are bleeding black and blue. Now that's ghetto. That's ghetto. Come mix, mingle, magnify them, memorize and multiply the men and women mourning for the myriads of kids dying of malaria. Adolescent babies babysitting adults with AIDS whilst trying to raise their family, wishing they was in the grave. Deprived, depraved and economically enslaved. That's ghetto. That's proper ghetto. Pitiful picnics put things into perspective. I'm nice perplexed to correct this because everybody's confused about the breakthrough. There ain't no quick fix route. What's the point of saluting a solution for which there's never going to be plain sailing because it's obvious and apparent that human resources are failing? Is there a God out there? I swear to God there better be. It's going to take a miraculous higher source to restore them to sanity. The crux of the calamity is not the most misunderstood phrase of modern society, parental responsibility. Parental responsibility can also be deemed as the ability to recognise that you did your level best to raise them properly but didn't succeed. Let go with love, let it be. Not resentful, remorseful, angry or guilty. It's their journey, their culture, their destiny. Would you want to be a parent or a control freak? Parental responsibility cannot be guaranteed. It's dependent upon their ability to respond to your ability to parent successfully. And right now, kids, the ghettos need some heroes, so the onus is on you to go find a new reality. Be brave enough to be the change that you want to see. Go forth in grace and gallantly embrace your ambition with passion. Revolutionise the stigma. Empower the enigma. Be the first to recognise and realise the first step to recreating your world is to recreate your culture. And last but not least, this fashion legacy you want to leave for my grandbabies, pull your jeans up, please.